Welcome to this BTV Right Now update. I'm Brian Berard. Bridgewater State students and alumni celebrated Homecoming 2017 with a party all over the campus. The day started off with the Family Day Fair, which featured game, prizes, and the football team marching into their homecoming matchup against Western Connecticut State. The class of 1967 was at the homecoming festivities and celebrated their 50th class reunion by presenting a check worth more than $3 million to the university. The Trojans are playoff bound, getting ready for their first round matchup against Braintree in the Division II South Tournament. BR clinched the OCL championship following their win against Barnstable and followed that one up with a victory against St. John's Prep. BTV will have coverage of the game on Channel 98 and btvaccess.com. The game will take place this Friday and the kickoff is at 7 p.m. We told you it was homecoming for Bridgewater State, and with a recap of the football game and soccer match, here's Christian Bracero and Tyler Chrisman.
The Bears men's soccer team scored a dramatic 2-1 victory over Mass Maritime as BSU celebrated homecoming on Saturday afternoon. Justin Borges broke a scoreless tie by putting this header just inside the right post in the 32nd minute. But Maritime's Adam Crawford got the equalizer in the final seconds of the first half. The teams would exchange scoring opportunities in the second frame, where Felipe Gomes would get the thrilling game winner.
Looking for something, shot! Goal! Bears! Felipe Gomes! What a goal! What a play! Oh my God!
With 6 seconds left, what a goal!
Some excitement in the press box as the Bears picked up their 5th win of the season. BSU tackled Western Connecticut in the nightcap. Tyler Chrisman has the highlights.
The Bridgewater State Bears got off to a quick start at homecoming against the Western Connecticut Colonials. The Colonials, however, were quick to respond with a touchdown of their own. Then, in the second half, the Western Connecticut Colonials put their foot on the pedal as they scored 2 more touchdowns. The Bears respond, though, with an amazing tip pass caught for a touchdown by Andian Silva. The Colonials, though, would respond with a touchdown of their own as Quinn Fleety finished the day with 3 touchdown passes and also a touchdown run. Levangelo put the team on his back as he broke the school record for both receptions and yards with a stat line of 14 receptions and 254 yards. He would also pick up another touchdown pass along the way to bring the Bears within a score. However, the Bears weren't able to get any closer, so the Colonials go on to win with a final score of 27-20.
This Saturday night, a local Cub Scout group will host a haunted house. Aaron Fitzgibbons has more.
Hey guys, it's Aaron. Hope you guys are having a great day. And something pretty special is happening this week. Bridgewater Pack 35 is having a haunted house this weekend. I'm here to tell you the details about this so you can have fun just like people last year did. It's at the Central Square Congregational Church. It's Saturday, October 28th, 2017. It's $3 per person. There will be snacks and drinks at the end of the haunted house. All proceeds go directly back to the pack, so you guys could help out the Cub Scouts this year for the 2017-2018 pack this year. This will be their 2nd annual haunted house, and I hope to see you guys there. I will be there. I will have a film crew, and I will hopefully get your guys' reaction. I'll see you then. Thank you for listening to me. See ya.
Turning to weather, and we're on the storm watch yet again with tropical storm conditions coming. Jeff Fowler has the timeline.
Well, Brian, we really have 2 time windows we're looking at. One will be later on this evening into about the first half of tomorrow. And then we have a second system that may come pretty close to our area by later on tomorrow night. Now, the main action as far as the wind goes has been today, where we've had winds already gusting up to 40 miles per hour. So that we can check off that one. Also, rainfall, generally about up to 2 inches, maybe a little bit more. That's much needed rainfall. So we'll be checking that off as well. And because of that, the National Weather Service has issued wind and rain advisories pretty much for all of southern New England. You can see that we're not in the brown in this picture. That's because the rain and the green advisory overrides that. But rest assured, we do have flash flood watches out and also wind advisories throughout the entire overnight hours. So keep that in mind. The setup really hasn't changed. We have that big area of blocking high pressure that's off to our east. So as the front's pushing eastward, it really has nowhere to go. And what's happening is we have storm systems that are riding up along that front. One is approaching this evening. And again, it looks like we're going to have another one coming in tomorrow night. Originally, that storm was going to be a bit more out to sea, but now it looks like it wants to hug the coastline a little closer, so that could give us some more rainfall here tomorrow night. We had one batch move through earlier today that's now heading up in the state of Maine. Second batch out in western New England that'll be approaching here over the next few hours, so we'll have some downpours coming in this evening into the overnight hours, and then again, another batch will come in later on tomorrow. You can see the winds have been very busy today, very active out of the south-southeast, gusting to as high as 40 to 45 miles per hour. That's going to abate a little bit tonight, but still winds will be gusting in the 30 to 35 mile per hour range. With the heavy rain coming down, we have a lot of leaves that are coming out this time of year, so we do have to keep an eye on street and urban flooding. That's why the Weather Service has issued its warnings. Here's the rainfall I've been moving through overnight tonight, and this would bring generally 1 to 2 inches, maybe a few isolated higher amounts. You could also hear a rumble of thunder, so keep that in mind overnight tonight. And then notice how the rain kind of backs in towards us by later on tomorrow into Thursday morning when all this starts to wrap up. Here's what the Weather Service has. Again, you can see a lot of the activity moving off the coastline, but it's still close enough to us so that we'll hold on to that rainfall at least through the first half of Thursday. After that, it's going to get very blustery, very chilly here, at least relatively speaking, compared to where we've been. As you can see, again, Wednesday and Thursday, first half of the day is kind of wet. And we start to clear out the weekend with much cooler temperatures. Watch out for Sunday, again, late Sunday into Monday. We could have a similar system moving through with some more rain and wind.
Thanks, Jeff. And on Out of Bounds today, the Red Sox have fired John Farrell and will name former player Alex Cora as manager once the World Series is over.
Brian, was this the right hire?
You know, I think it's a good hire. You bring in a former player, and the ownership knows this player, and they kind of knows the characteristics of him. He kind of knows the swagger that he brings to the clubhouse. I would have loved to have seen them also bring in a guy who also has managerial experience like Ron Gardenhire, but that's not going to happen. But I think ultimately, I think you bring in a player's coach that maybe understands some of these thinner-skinned players, i.e. David Price, might understand him a little bit more. And I know a lot of fans wanted to bring in that tough guy, that guy that's going to bring in, that edge to the locker room, to the clubhouse, and say, this is how we're going to run things. You're not going to be in charge of it, but bringing in a former player like Alex Cora that maybe can still, relate to some of these players, I think it's a good move. I mean, honestly, it was a good move because you got rid of John Farrell. I mean, didn't matter who you brought in. It was a good move, the fact that they got rid of John Farrell. But I'm interested to see how Alex Cora is going to bring in, what he's going to bring to the table, because he's done a darn good job with the Houston Astros as they are in the World Series for the first time since 2005.
And it's kind of ironic because Cora is the bench coach for the Houston Astros. They're facing the LA Dodgers. The Dodgers are kind of in the same position because they had Dave Roberts, a former player, and Adrian Gonzalez, who actually played with Dave Roberts. So we're kind of seeing that work out in LA, obviously. So the Red Sox hoping for the same thing with Alex Cora and Dustin Pedroia, because that's going to be an issue coming up either in 2018 or definitely 2019, because you have Pedroia, who's probably on the back nine of his career, past the halfway point in his contract. So he may become an issue. I don't know, but it's just something to watch out for, I think. All right, so how important is 2018 for the Boston Red Sox with Alex Cora as the manager? Because this is his first managerial job in the MLB, and he's taking it with one of the top franchises in all sports, basically.
I think it's huge because the New York Yankees got to the ALCS, and right now the Yankees are in a much better position than the Red Sox. They have that power bat in the middle of the lineup with Gary Sanchez and Aaron Judge. The Red Sox still don't have that power bat. I mean, we thought it was going to be Mitch Moreland. They might go after J.D. Martinez, but those can't be your big bats. You really need get that big power bat in the middle of your lineup. So when the Yankees go far, the Red Sox have to respond. So I think next year is going to be huge for the Red Sox. I think they have to win the division again to really get that confidence going again. But they need to get that division win. They need to get that power bat in the lineup, and they need to get a charismatic guy. And all three can be done the same thing with one player.
All right, so Farrell out, Cora in.
Thank you for watching this BTV Right Now update. I'm Brian Berard.